This episode is brought to you by Google Pixel, the official fan phone of the NBA and WNBA. The new Pixel 8 and Pixel 8 Pro are built different. How? Take the Audio Magic Eraser tool. It helps block out distracting crowd noise so your play-by-play commentary sounds crystal clear. The only phone engineered by Google brings out the audio you care about so your videos sound as crisp as they look. Learn more at googlestore.com/Pixel NBA. Audio Magic Eraser requires Google Photos app. May not work on all audio elements.
Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this Bray Wyatt situation, because Bray Wyatt, I'm telling you, that was, alright, so just to overall start from the jump, alright, so Bray Wyatt, probably the biggest name in WWE in recent years, probably the biggest name in wrestling in recent years. Like, he's somebody where it's like, you look at him and you're like, I will always remember you. There's never going to be a time where I'm like, oh, like, even years down the road when I have kids, and maybe when they're watching, maybe if they're watching wrestling, but yeah, like, if there's a time where they're like, oh, Bray Wyatt is getting inducted into the Hall of Fame, I would look and be like, hey, yo, that man right there, like, ain't nobody, especially, like, when he became The Fiend. And, you know, like, who he was, like, in his, like, last few moments in WWE. And I'm like, man, it's, you know, it really upset me when I heard that he was released. And I think it was because of these budget cuts. But I'm like, okay, like, now that you guys then made your, you know, some money back with, you know, with pay-per-views and with, you know, the shows, like, where you guys got that live audience again, I'm saying, like, hey, yo, don't pass up on this opportunity. But anyways, so fast forward to yesterday. Bray Wyatt makes a tweet on his Twitter account saying 2 days, meaning Friday Night SmackDown or AEW Rampage. Now, here's the thing. This is what I honestly believe. If he goes back to WWE has a competition. I feel like that they're back into this kind of competitive competition thing that they got going on with AEW. Like, now you got a name that's like, okay, ain't no way possible that another company is competing with you guys on Fridays. That's if he comes back to WWE. But if Bray Wyatt goes to AEW, WWE is out of competition. Like, no, there's no way possible. I have to say the only competition that AEW will have is Impact Wrestling, because they're actually doing something with Impact Wrestling. So I feel like that will be the only competition. And who knows, maybe one day we'll look up and it'll probably be called AEW Impact. So I'm saying, like, you never really know what AEW is going to bring to the table. And that's why I'm like, hey, yo, I am scared for the WWE if they do bring Bray Wyatt to the company. If AEW brings Bray Wyatt to the company. Because I'm saying, like, Bray Wyatt, like I said, he is one of the biggest names in wrestling today. So, and then, like, with all of this stuff that they were saying about Bray Wyatt, like, after he had, like, left. And I don't really know, like, because I'm thinking he might. And so here's what I think is going to go down. I think because, you know, with this whole situation, like, Braun Strowman should come back to WWE. I think they should repackage him and things. But anyways, but no, with Roman Reigns, like, all right, he's beat everybody. Brock Lesnar. But I don't know. I feel like the rivalry between him and Brock Lesnar ain't really over. I feel like that they could potentially bring Brock Lesnar back. I don't know. But if not that, I honestly do believe that Bray Wyatt is going to come back. He's going to be this whole, like, you know, I feel like it's going to be kind of like how he was when he very first got into at least the main roster, because I didn't really know who he was on NXT. Yeah, I've only seen, even like when he was with the whole Nexus, dang, that's crazy to think. No, he was, hold on for a second, because I'm trying to think, like, he must have went back to NXT, the Nexus, okay, and then returned to FCW, the Wyatt family. So he did go back when WWE, okay, so he did go back. on NXT. I don't know why. I'm so confused because no, he was originally on NXT like the first season, but what name did he go by? No, Husky Harris. That was the name that he went by. That's crazy to think that like he wasn't even like the big star of like the Nexus and things. Like he was just, yeah, he was Husky Harris. So I'm like, it's crazy to see that and to see like who he is today and to see how important he is to wrestling today. And I'm like, fam, like I mean, there's a lot of those guys from Nexus that are doing stuff, but I feel like him, like he by far has like the best, thing going on in wrestling right now. Like he is honestly the greatest free agent. And with this whole like no compete thing with that they got with WWE, I'm like, bro, if he doesn't come back to WWE, I feel like it's not going to impact who he is. I don't think he's going to be like, or it's going to be a situation where it's like, oh, nobody doesn't really, if he goes to AEW, ain't nobody going to care for him and stuff. Like, I feel like all the wrestlers that went to AEW, from Chris Jericho to Daniel Bryan to Adam Cole, who are some other names from WWE that went over to AEW. For CM Punk, definitely CM Punk. But yeah, like all of those like former WWE wrestlers, you see where they're doing amazing in AEW. So that's why I'm like, fam, if he does go to AEW and then he brings in this like cult of Windham, I think that's what he's calling it. It's over. Like this whole beef between AEW and WWE, it's over. Like, no, that will honestly be the knockout punch. Like that Bray Wyatt signing to AEW, that's the knockout punch. That is without doubt the knockout punch. I do not think that there is not one wrestler in WWE that could compete with that. So that's why I'm like, nah. Vince, I'm like, fam, if you know what's good, if you know what is best for the company, the most perfect opportunity to execute something, that is signing Bray Wyatt. Now, by the time this episode comes out, it will be past Friday. I will post this episode anyways, and you guys will know, and I'll probably, because I'm a little bit late with episodes and stuff, so I'm like, it's whatever, like, I'll post the episodes when I can. But yeah, because it's right now it's the day before Friday, and yeah, I'm like, man, I'm excited to see what's gonna go down, because I'm like, honestly, I feel like tomorrow is gonna be one of the biggest, unless he's just teasing. If he's just teasing, I'm like, hey yo, like Twitter, shut down his Twitter account until he's signed with a company. But because I'm like, man, don't do that to us. Don't lead us on like that. Like he was trending a little bit on Twitter and stuff, and I was like, man, that's crazy to to just really see, because I know they said he did take WWE out of his name, but I'm like, hey yo, WWE could have been like, hey, let's just do that just to kind of tease it a little bit, like really let like fans, because I feel like regardless, tomorrow wrestling is going to be huge. Like, I know a lot of people are going to turn into SmackDown and see what's going on, and then afterwards they're going to turn into AEW to see what goes on. But I'm like, guaranteed, I promise you, tomorrow is going to be one of the most. If he does come back, hey yo, WWE can milk this crap to the full extent that they want to. They can post this on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. It's definitely going to trend. It's definitely going to trend, regardless of whatever brand he goes to. It's definitely going to trend. And so if he doesn't show up on SmackDown, then everybody, this is honestly like equivalent to a school fight. Like, hey yo, them dudes is fighting in the hallway. That's like every kid, because I'm like, we're finally seeing something exciting. And so like every kid is like rushing, because they're like, oh no, this has been building up for I don't know how long. So if he doesn't show up on SmackDown, then it's guaranteed he's AEW. He's All Elite. And that's honestly gonna be the craziest thing ever. Now I'm like, and like I said, like WWE can't compete with that. They've been killing it with Roman Reigns. Don't get me wrong. They've been killing it with him. But, and I'm like, and I'm telling you, if they have, there's like so many different things that they can do with Roman Reigns. So I'm like, I feel like that as long as they got Roman Reigns as like the big picture, the face of the company and all of that, and they, keep doing this tribal chief thing with him, I feel like that, yeah, it can definitely go good. especially this whole like rivalry, maybe with him and Brock Lesnar. That's what I'm like. But I don't know, like, all right, so because I know people probably want my opinion on Brock Lesnar. They need to have it where Brock Lesnar, he's doing like, I feel like that his storyline, that they should do with Brock Lesnar is that he got to start all the way from the bottom again. Like, he got to, like, wrestle his way up, become, like, Intercontinental Champion or something. Like, I feel like that him, like, doing some stuff like that, and then, because I'm saying, like, what does he have to lose? Like, you're Brock Lesnar. Like, you're not gonna lose anything. You ain't gonna, like, lose any sponsors or lose, like, whatever it is. You ain't gonna lose, like, your credit. I feel like that him, like just killing it is, like, wrestling as an undercard. Because honestly, who can compete with him? Because I feel like that a lot of people would tune into wrestling if they were to have him, like, wrestling. Because I'm saying, like, WWE, you guys need to have, like, bigger names wrestling in the undercards. Like, you're having it where they're the main event, showing up at the last second, or, whatever. Like, no, have it where, like, Brock Lesnar is wrestling, like, mid, like, SmackDown. Because I'm saying, I feel like there's that middle point of SmackDown that nobody watches. They'll watch the beginning to see what goes down and the end to see what goes down. And then there's at times when there's nothing that doesn't even go down in the beginning or the end. So I'm saying, like, maybe have it where it's like he has to, like, he comes back and then, I don't know, like, Vince McMahon, whoever, somebody comes out and says, okay, you want to earn your spot back in WWE? You got to start wrestling in the undercards. And he's like, no, I ain't going to do that, But then it's going to start hitting him like, okay, you have to do that. If you want to, like, get back to being, like, if you want to become WWE champion, you're going to have to do that. And I feel like that will potentially compete with, if AEW does sign Braun. Why do I keep saying Braun Strowman? Bray Wyatt. So I feel like that would probably be the only thing that could compete. But if not that, if they don't do any of that stuff, because I'm saying, like, the writing that they got right now with wrestling, it seems like it's all catered to Roman Reigns. So I'm saying, like, you guys got to do something that's, like, different. You guys got to do something that's, like, okay, like, this is going to be crazy. This is going to be wild. This is going to be, you guys need to start having some high moments. So, like, this is going to be the most wildest idea. Okay, maybe not, because that's probably what you guys are doing right now, and it ain't working out so good. So, but I'm saying, like, y'all need to do some stuff where it's, like, it's worth watching. Because it comes off, it's like, okay, this is still some, like, kid-friendly stuff, or it's, like, worked its way up to PG-13. But no, I'm saying you guys gotta get, like, rated R. You guys gotta be like a rated R superstar. You guys gotta do, no pun intended, but y'all gotta do some stuff to that extent where it's like, hey, yo, what just happened? That's where you gotta have it where the fans are at. You gotta have the fans looking like when Undertaker lost at WrestleMania for the first time. Y'all need to have those faces in the audience, because that's what's gonna bring attention. That's what's going to bring, the wrestling crowd, like, more active and alive. Because I feel like, this is why I honestly feel like where the lifeline is at with WWE. It's just like, it's slow beeps. Like, beep, waits a few seconds, beep. It ain't like heart racing, like, oh my God, like, bruh, I'm shaking right now. With just like, you're looking around like, oh my God, like, because there's at times when I'm watching wrestling and I'm like, man, ain't nothing. I'm sitting here working on videos or I'm working on podcast episodes. There might be some times where I'll see some stuff going down. Because I'm saying, you guys, because for the women's wrestling, Liv Morgan, y'all need to give Liv Morgan the biggest push of her life. Because I'm saying, like, it's going to get to a point in time where she ain't going to want to be with the company no more, and she's going to end up going to AEW. So y'all got to have it where she's, like, the face of the company. You guys having it where Charlotte Flair has been the face of the company for how long now? I'm saying, like, no disrespect to Charlotte Flair, but I'm like, it's over. Like, it's done. I'm like, Becky Lynch, I'm like, she does kind of get a pass, because I'm like, she was champion, but then she ended up having a kid, and so, but now I'm like, all right, but I'm like, have it where it's like her and Bianca Belair and the Blair, but whatever, but the freaking, whatever her name is, tomato. But anyways, having it where it's like, okay, like, cool, like, like, they got their thing going on, and Charlotte Flair and Liv Morgan, they got their thing going on. Because I'm saying, like, that makes sense. That would be like, okay, like, this is perfect. And then you got, like, the queen of the queen of the ring. You got it where, what's the, Malachi Black's, wife name? I can't even, Zelina Vega. Is that her name? Hold on for a second. I swear I am not, because I need to, Bianca, hold on, for Bianca Belair. Okay, I don't know, because I think I was saying Blair for the longest, but Zelina Vega. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm correct on my names, but I'm saying you got where she's doing her thing, and maybe she might try to like get into a championship match and stuff. And then with Xavier Woods, like, I'm trying to think, like, what can y'all do with Xavier Woods? Because I feel like, him being king of the ring, like, y'all got to give him you guys got to make it where he's like, if he ain't one of the faces of the company, he has to be like, he has to be. Because I'm like, him being king of the ring, every other person that's been king of the ring. Like, because I feel like with, what's the one dude? He's like all like happy now because he made it big in, like the casinos or whatever. I feel like when he won king of the ring, that didn't hit like when, like Booker T was king of the ring, or who is it, Triple H or Stone Cold Steve Austin. Like, I'm saying with Xavier, you guys got to do that. Y'all gotta make it where he's like, hey, yo, like, this man is like up there with like Roman Reigns or something. Because Xavier Woods, I feel like he needs that platform. He needs that status. Okay, if he's up for it, I don't know. I think sometimes like with wrestlers, they might like recommend where they don't want to like, be like all big up in the company and stuff. And they just kind of just want to have like a middle part. So if he wants to have a middle part, then it's up to him. But if not, that man deserves one of the biggest scenes in wrestling today. All right, like up there, like neck and neck with Roman Reigns or something. I'm saying like he deserves it. Same with all the rest, Big E and all those guys. Ooh, imagine him in a rivalry with him and Big E. Because I'm saying, like, I'm like, not nothing that will break apart, but I'm saying, like, him and Big E have, like, a WrestleMania moment. Like, oh my God, like, that would be so dope. Like, where it's like, okay, imagine this. Big crowd, WrestleMania, them guys is like just fans surrounded. Okay, they have that moment where they're facing up and the fans just go crazy. I am telling you, that would be a moment. That would be a moment for those guys. And then, of course, they have like a big like WrestleMania match. It goes crazy. Everybody loves it. Regardless of whoever wins. I'm like, I don't know. I feel like that Big E would have to win, but I'm like, if Xavier Woods, if he wins, I'm like, I feel like it'll probably would lead into him being like a heel. I feel like that Xavier Woods, I feel like he would be a good heel and things. So I don't know, like I would like it, but at the same time, he still might be a fan favorite and things. I feel like if he is going to be a heel, he's going to have to be a good heel. Like, not one of these heels you just throw out there, just be like, all right, make the fans boo you and stuff. I feel like there's like two different types of boos. There's them boos where it's like, okay, like, we're booing you, but we still got love for you. Then there's them, like, Eva Marie boos, where it's like, hey, we ain't got love for you. We just really out here booing you. It has to be, like, some Vicky Guerrero type stuff. Like, she, like, how, like, when she was getting boos or things, or when Elias, when he made that joke about Seattle not having a basketball team, it got to be boos like that. But it's like they still got. I love that joke. That joke was still to this day will be one of the funniest jokes that I've heard in wrestling. So shout out to Elias on that one. But anyways, but no, back on Bray Wyatt. I'm saying like they need to have it where he comes back to WWE, because if he doesn't and he goes to AEW. It's done. Like, this whole, like, back and forth stuff between, like, AEW and WWE, it's done. AEW won. They're, like, they honestly would be leading, because I'm like, it doesn't even matter, like, what they would do if they just have it where his face appears. And then they have a thing saying that he's all elite or something. It's done. But I don't know, though. Like, that's why I'm, like, it kind of, now thinking about it, I'm like, who could he honestly have a rivalry with in AEW? Like, cause I'm like, I feel like with him, like, I feel like that he might go back to WWE. I personally feel like that's what's gonna happen, cause I'm like, they're gonna need some big name wrestler to go up against Roman Reigns. So I'm like, I feel like, and then I think he did make a tweet where it kind of like came off as that he might be going to W. Cause hold on for a second, let me see his Twitter account again. Windham 6. 2 more days, man. That's just crazy. But anyways, there's that. Then he made a tweet. Because, no, somebody had made a tweet saying Fiend come back in WWE and challenge Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship at Survival Series. He responded back saying, is there no one else? Like, what does that mean? Like, does that mean he's coming back? Does that mean that he's like, like I'm confused, bruh, but I'm like, at the same time, I'm excited. I'm like, I need to see more of this. So, man, I'm telling you, I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm like, I'm definitely gonna make sure that I'm not doing nothing. I got everything out the way, from videos, the podcasting, all that stuff. Like, I'm making sure I get all that stuff good and ready. I ain't gotta go nowhere. I ain't exercise. I ain't did everything I need to do. But man, I'm telling you, I can't wait for this. So anyways, but yeah, probably be like by the time when this episode does come out, I will overall, like, everything had then happened and stuff. So I'll probably I'll probably make a video about it, talking about it like on my sports channel. I was gonna originally do that, but I was like, nah, let me just go ahead and turn this into a podcast episode, because I feel like I have so much more to talk about and things. So yeah, but I'm like, I can't wait for wrestling tomorrow. So anyways, but yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Stay tuned for the next one. If you're reviewing this on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you're viewing this on a podcast streaming service, make sure you follow or subscribe, however it's set up. Make sure you subscribe to one of my 38 YouTube channels. Follow me on Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, and Instagram at TMossBoss. And make sure you follow my Facebook page at TMossBoss fan page. Also, if you're purchasing any tickets from SeatGeek, make sure you use my promo code TMossBoss. It would knock $20 off your next purchase. And make sure you use my supported creator code for Epic Games. I was about to say, yeah, make sure you use my supported creator code for TMossBoss. And it's Epic. I swear, man, I don't know how to talk, but other way around. So use this support a creator code TMossBoss for Epic Games. All right, but yeah, in the meantime, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace. We'll be right back.